I recommend VR for people who are already familiar with the online people gaming. I wouldn't recommend it to family members because they're out of the loop. They don't even know how to work their phone, like it would be a disaster.
Even though, yes, it's nice and everything, but there's one major flaw that the Quest has, and it's very simple. You can't do much. Yes, you have the wireless compatibility. Yes, you have like the cool tracking. Yes, you can do finger tracking for the Quest 2. You could do Link and stuff. But the problem with it is that there's a lot of disconnects. Oculus you have to run Oculus through a third party just to get into VR chat. You're doubling your inputs and Windows onto your PC, which makes it run more. And then you can finally get into the game you want to play. And I play all my other games on Steam because Steam is my #1 gaming platform. I don't even have an Xbox. I don't have a PlayStation. The only gaming console I have is a Nintendo Switch and my PC, and that's it. I use my Nintendo Switch when I go camping because I can't obviously take my tower with me.
There is no bigger bang for the buck than $300. The original price, $300 to be able to play virtual reality. I mean, it's really all it is. I mean, it's the all-in-one system for $300, and you've got roughly PlayStation 3 graphics and can experience virtual reality, get used to it, tons of games, lots of free experiences. I think it's a great value, and I think it takes everything to the next level. The problem is since I've been playing it so long, I've introduced, I'd say dozens of people to virtual reality. Just, hey, try this out. I haven't found anybody that loves it as much as I do. Like they'll try it and they'll be like, "Oh, that was amazing." I'll be like, "Okay, cool. So you like want to do this all the time and go buy one, right?" And you're like, "No." I'll be like, "But you just said that this was the most amazing thing you ever did. Like a ticket to Disney World, you could buy 6 headsets and you can have just as much fun on this as you could Disney. Like I don't even have fun in amusement parks anymore because I'm sitting there the whole time going, I could do this on virtual reality. I could do this on, but it's just, I think it's a great thing for everybody. It's just everybody doesn't seem to know it's great for them.
What's your YouTube name? So you can probably cut this out a little bit too. Go subscribe to Humans in VR. Okay.
I mean, yes, I would recommend VR in any sense to anyone because it's a different thing. I know there is a lot of stigma because of all that mobile phone VR that made a lot of damage to the image of VR. But yes, to anyone who doesn't have VR, I always suggest them to try it, to meet people, even if they want to have an online relationship. I think it's better to have it here than in MMO, for example.
First hour in VR chat, but it's trippy, very trippy. I think it just met my expectations where they were. I didn't get too overhyped, so it's exactly what I want it to be.
I do. I full body and everything, but yeah, I have like over 1,000 hours and everything. I would say I recommend VR and to everybody. I would say on the topic of VR chat, I would be hesitant if you have problems that probably should be fixed elsewhere. You can find friends and you can find community here on VR chat, but that can equally create problems, I think, for you in your personal life. Because there's certain personalities, I think, people with depression or social anxiety that this game is ripe for, and that's not always a good thing. In my case, I'm a college student and I wasn't able to go on campus for a while just because of money issues. And so I relied on VR chat to some extent. And so, that kept me indoors a lot when I probably could have been doing other things. But at the same time, I met some really great friends. I would say overall, VR chat, I don't know if I would go as far as say has improved my life, but I think it's definitely opened my mind to different perspectives about life. I'm now like only a month away from traveling in another continent completely. And I know that's a weird example, but I feel like I wouldn't have had the same motivation to talk to new people and hear new experiences in some part without VR chat.
The VR chat New Year's map has 1,116 people in many different instance versions of the New Year's. In the normal one, it's 748. If you do the math, that's almost 2,000 people or more in that one variant of the world. And I guarantee you, 95% of those are all Quest users. I think there's a lot of opportunities for VR. I think that VR is going in the right direction and having good leaps and bounds. But the main issue that a lot of people are running into, and I will always say this, is that once they start, people start having a
hard to
hard
sell.
time telling, yes, you don't know the difference between reality and virtual reality. And there's a lot of health issues that can happen, migraines, stuff like that, yet people don't care. Like, if you want to get a VR chat, like you want to get a VR headset, go for it. But my honest opinion, and I even say this to even every Quest user that I talk to, get yourself a laptop first. That's bare minimum running of VR, experience VR chat as a desktop user, then go for a headset. Because you get two different experiences as a desktop user and as a VR user. I guarantee you the number one reason why people get a VR headset is for VR chat. Guaranteed. Some kind of virtual social platform. I saw an ad on YouTube last night where they will teach you different languages in VR. Yeah, which is nice. But you could do that here. VR chat, you could do the same.
Exactly.
There are worlds where you can go learn Japanese, German, Russian, whatever on VR.
You can even learn sign language.
Yes, the biggest
sign language.
language
VRChat
community
sign
on
language.
VR chat, VRC ASL, where they will literally teach you ASL in VR chat.
And I'm using Valve Index. Oh yeah, it's the best and I recommend it. But you have to determine if it's worth for you. What was it? I don't remember. It was over 1,000, like 1,080 euros. And then full body, I think it was like 150 per tracker. I have 3 and then I got the charging straps. So I don't know, quite a bit. But I mean, if you have the money and it doesn't feel like it's gonna hurt you, then go for it.
In like 2 of the headsets that I bought, my original Oculus, I bought it for super cheap from a guy that said, I used this like twice. And I'm like, how? Okay, that's great for me. And I bought it. And then this headset I'm wearing now, the lady said, yeah, I bought this for my son. He used it like 3 times. And I'm like, okay, well, good for me, but like, that's just the overwhelming experience I hear from people is they use it, they don't try it again. But I blame the developers, not the technology, because honestly, they have been screwing around with this. Like, Mark Zuckerberg was not the person to roll this out. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not capitalizing on what makes it fun. The newest Quest that just came out was for business applications. That's not the market. The market is gamers. The whole thing's been mismanaged. It's not that virtual reality is not the future. It's the people that have tried to bring it in were just not the people to bring it in. They don't know what they're doing. They don't understand the audience. There should have been Halo for virtual reality right off the bat. That's what made Xbox. One game. And so there's nothing to do on virtual reality, and everything looks silly because the only people that try to do anything are just developers that don't have a lot of skill or resources. Well, see, and that's why VR chat was such a good alternative, because it's never the same game. Every time you come on, it was a whole batch of new worlds.
I have the Quest 2, but I am connected via wireless to the PCVR. So technically, I'm in PCVR. I recommended it a lot before the price increase. Now I think it's still one of the best choices because it's still very affordable for what it is. It's more or less like a PlayStation 5, I think. And if you're going to connect it to the PC, it's completely recommended to anyone to have a Quest 2. By its own, depends. I would not suggest to anyone to spend 500 euros for a normal Quest 2 without a PC, to be honest.
Also, as someone that has owned the Quest for about a year now, the battery is pretty much shot at this point. Like, I have to keep it plugged in 24/7. I have a portable battery strapped to my head right now because it's already at 15%.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And even then, if you wanted full body, you still have to go and buy the towers and the trackers. I would recommend
It depends on the needs.
hang on. I will tell you exactly what you should start off with. A Windows Mixed Reality headset. It is the cheapest VR headset out there, and you can still run PC VR through Steam.
Exactly.
My Dell
it's like
Visor was
something-
$250 off of Amazon. And all it
And you can
is
get-
it's literally 2 cables, one for the HDMI port, one for the 3.0 port on your computer or laptop.
I'd probably give it like a good 6 months, see what comes out tech wise. Like all of the hardware except for like the Pico Neo 4 and the Quest Pro they're aged a little bit, so I'd wait for the sequel if I could.
Kindness is contagious. When you are kind, you inspire others. Be the spark. Spreading kindness merchandise available now.